Two words. Ousmane Dembele. I mean, Ousmane Ballon d'Or, guys. This guy has absolutely papered over the cracks that are showing in this team because again, it's been a really rough performance offensively for PSG, but the brilliance, the sheer individual brilliance of Ousmane Dembele has got us a great result tonight and just shows you why he could be the best player in the world on any given day. I mean, that second goal was incredible. It's football genius. Like when you watch a player, when you watch a player play, right, and you watch them and they're in on goal, you can generally tell what they're gonna do, right? You can look at their actions and you're like, oh, okay, they're gonna hit a far post or they're gonna smash it or you know what I mean. Like you can tell what they're about to do. So I'm watching Dembele and I'm thinking to myself when he's there, right? Like the play develops, I think, off of a Nuno Mendes who steals the ball back or someone steals the ball back, passes it to Desiree Doué. As the ball is coming to Doué, I'm like, Doué, you got a one touch pass that. So great pass by Doué. Cause you got a one touch pass that to Dembele. That's what I'm thinking. And then when Dembele gets the ball, I'm thinking, oh man, he miscontrolled it. He missed, he missed the one opportunity he had to get an easy goal. And then he's still playing with the ball, so he's like, he's taking some touches, but I'm like, nah, the opportunity's passed. What is he gonna do? He's just gonna pass it out. But then at the last second, the split second decision making from Dembele there is only something you see from Football Genius. I almost lost my voice there. But it's only Football Genius that you see split second decisions like that where for however he thought about this. I don't know, maybe he saw the keeper off his line and then he felt the presence of the of I think it was Hakan Haraldson coming back trying to steal the ball, shields the ball, and then shimmies to the left and then takes the most insane lob like you'll ever see. Like it's one of those like woo, like you know what I mean? Like that's just crazy. Everything about him is on display there. The footballing intelligence, right? The feel of the game to know that a Lille defender is coming to try and steal the ball from behind him from his blind spot, and then the vision to see the keeper off the line, and then the ambipedalness, like the both footedness that he has, the ability to like the quick fiber twitch, you know what I mean? Like the quick twitch muscle to where he can just like this, like that, like with his left foot, like that, lob it over the keeper at such an angle. It's actually crazy. It's one of the best goals you'll see all year. It's just honestly Puskas contender. Don't at me, Puskas contender, and I think specifically for Dembele, last year obviously he was incredible. Screamer against Arsenal, hat trick against Stuttgart and Brest, and you know he was on fire. Right, 2025 was his year, Ballon d'Or. But I think individually for him, and I tweeted about this. You can follow my Twitter or my X. Last year he was incredible, but I thought he still had another level to reach to where he could be a consistent match winner through individual brilliance. The best players in the world do that like consistently. Dembele did that last year, but obviously one year is not necessarily consistent. It might just be a good year. But he's showing us now it's not. This is him. This is what he does. Right? And I think to for him to make that jump to be a consistent, match winner with individual brilliance, will your team to victory through sheer individual brilliance, that's his next level. And I think we're seeing that right now. So shout out to Dembele. Now, let's talk about the team because the team was not impressive at all. I just gotta be honest. And I think, there was a particular moment in the game where Luis Enrique is shouting from the touchline, like, bro, you guys gotta press. And he's like, and he's literally outside of his touchline. Like he's not even in touch. Like he's not even in his area. Like he's past the opposing coach's area and like nearly pretty much on the field, yelling at Kavara to press hard. And I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to see, because I don't know if it's a hunger thing. I think it's more so a fatigue thing. But like we needed a more vibrant press, like a living press, if that makes sense. Like the press has gotten lazy and it didn't feel as suffocating anymore. And like it always felt like people were coming 2 or 3 touches late to their marker. And like I really just wanted us to get back to a tight press, and that led to us having great opportunities last season. Like having a press like that, you know that helps you win games when your team has trouble to create, which I think is what Luis Enrique sees. But then on the flip, right, when we do have the ball, like if we're not on a counterattack like that, I think it's really hard for us to score right now. Like we have so much possession, but nothing else to go with it. Like it's like a bland chicken breast, bro. Like where's the seasoning? Like you got the chicken breast, you got the meat, but like you gotta put some sauce in it. You gotta make it a meal, and like we don't, we just don't do that right now. We have the ball and we're so devoid of ideas offensively. And I don't know if we're not taking enough risk. I remember a point in the game where Fabian Ruiz has the ball and he has like maybe 3 attackers on the left and then Warren Zaire Emery on the far right. And it's like, why not just slot the ball into the left channel, give something for your attackers to do with it, you know? Instead, he crosses it all the way to Zaire Emery, and it's almost like you're restarting the phase of play. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're back at square one pretty much. Compared to where if you had the ball and you slot it into the left, I think the risk reward value is a lot higher. Obviously, you risk, losing the ball or someone's offside or whatever, but the potential for goal is greater there than to give it to Zaire Emery, who's done a great job at right back, but I don't want him scoring my goals. Like I don't trust him to be creative and score and increase goal threat. Like that's something you give to your attackers, who are coming in off the left. And I get it. That pass on the left, requires, much more decision make or much more precision. But like when it comes to decision making, I think there needs to be like a tweak in taking higher risk plays and higher risk choices. And I think that'll help us regain this goal threat that we've been lacking. And the more you do it, the better you get good at it. Like, you know what I mean? Like practice makes perfect. So I'd like to see that more, because it feels really stagnant and stale when we have the ball on the final third. Like if we don't win it high, it's hard for us to score goals. I think the talent in this team is, you know, capable of doing more. It's capable of finding more creative and unpredictable solutions. And I think it's a mentality thing more than anything. And like I said before, it could be, fatigue, right? Players, if you're a PSG player, you've basically been playing since August 2024. Like you've been playing one long season that's worth 2 seasons. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's been almost no breaks, right? Especially, all the PSG players are highly regarded internationals, right, for the national teams. So like you don't even get the breaks. Like if you're on the international, like you get an international break, but you're not getting a break. You're going to the national team. If you're especially the Portuguese guys, right, Nations League, and like there was no breaks. Like, and it's great because that means you're winning. You're playing all of the important competitions because you're winning. You're playing all these matches because you're winning. But the fatigue adds up, right? So, you know, I think I think going forward, Luis Enrique really has to really focus on a few things, but these 3 things in particular. Um, so one being dealing with this fatigue issue. And for me, this is not only a Luis Enrique responsibility, but a Luis Campos responsibility, and Nasser, and the PSG board. But I think you have to bring somebody in. Now I'm hearing reports Dro Fernandez from Barcelona might be, joining the team, which I think would be great. I don't know a lot about Dro Fernandez. I think he came in actually when Barca played against us in September or October, and I think he plays. I think he's like a right wing attacker or like some sort of attacker. But so Dro Fernandez is actually an attacking midfielder, according to FotMob. Attacking midfielder, you bring him in. A, it's fresh legs, right? It's fresh legs. But B, it's hunger. Like this guy wants to come in and take a spot, right? He wants to come in and get games, and he's obviously not going to get games at Barca because of the situation they're in. With the players they have, there's obviously not a lot of room there at the 10. But also for us, he's going to get a lot of time because we tend to play, younger talent anyway. So I think it's a good move, especially for the price. I think it's only 7 million or so. Like look at this, 6.5 million. I think he has a release clause, so it's a great gamble. But yeah, he's gonna bring in fresh legs, which I think we need, and he's gonna lift the fatigue off of some guys, and you can rotate. You can rotate more anyone in the midfield or anyone in the attack. I'm assuming he's a really versatile player. If you come to play for PSG, you have to be versatile. It's a non-negotiable. You have to be able to play multiple positions under Luis Enrique. Like he's gonna push guys. Like you know what I mean? Like he's going to awaken the sense of competition that maybe has been lacking recently because we are UCL champs and we're intercontinental champs, Super Cup champs, all of these things, and it's like you get comfortable, right? And Luis Enrique doesn't want anyone to be comfortable because you play the best when you have something to prove. It's as simple as that. And then problem two Luis Enrique has to deal with is, I think, changing the mentality offensively. I think Luis Enrique, and I don't think people give him enough credit for this, is actually kind of a defensive minded coach in the sense that he knows great defense will give him great offense, right? He knows winning the ball high up the pitch will lead to better chances and more, high percentage chances at that, right? Because when you win the ball off the defender, it's basically you and the goalkeeper every time. You win it off the fullback, you only have to eliminate two people to get to goal. Like, you know what I'm saying? But when we have the ball so much, I know Luis Enrique is talented and wise enough to devise a certain mentality so that when teams sit back, give us the ball, there's a tweak in the approach. Not the same, pass it to the left, wait for guys to shift over, hit the long switch, play a through ball and cross it in, or play, like all of this intricate play. But I think you can probably even double down more on that and get more intricate, right? Play those through balls in central areas and try more of these central passes that I think we're just not doing enough of right now. So those are the main two things, right? And then lastly, and this kind of goes back to problem one with the fatigue, but problem three is, how do you know, deal and manage this team as we get into the business end of the season? In particular, this is Luis Enrique's first league on title race, right? So I'm really excited to see what Luis Enrique does, but excited is probably not the word, but I just think I know he's probably thinking about it. Like, how do we, focus on the league, and we want to win the league, but we also obviously want to win the UCL. And now look, obviously, if we get to a place where it's like league or UCL every time, right? I'm sorry, I'm covering my face, but it's UCL every time. And if you're any football fan would agree, right? Champions of the continent is better than champions of the country. It's just common sense. I'm really interested to see what he does with that because now with the Coupe de France out of the way, we're playing one game a week in February, assuming we make top eight. So it's obviously next game is crucial because I think if we win against Sporting, we pretty much guarantee top eight or nearly guarantee it. Puts us in a great position, and we don't really want to be fighting for that against Newcastle. I'm a little worried about the Newcastle game, but that's another video. But yeah, so I really, want to see him handle this fighting on two fronts issue as we go in there. And look, we can't always win the UCL every year, but we want to be in those positions, and I just want to make sure that this team is, set up for success in the best way. And I think Luis Enrique is doing that. I'm not trying to like, dog on him or anything, but I think that's going to be something that we really want to pay attention to. And I think, bringing in someone, to keep the hunger alive, to keep people fresh is a great start. So we'll see. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm happy to have Ousmane Dembele on my team. You know, when when your team's not doing well or when your team's struggling to click, you want a player like that who can get you those 3 points on any given day. And that's a sign of a great team and a great player and a great club. So, thank you guys for watching. Next game Sporting on Tuesday. I will be there. I might do a whole UCL video, like just cover all the games. But yeah, until next time, thank you guys for watching. It's been your boy Ollie Footy.